this is for. This is for trainers, online fitness coaches, gym owners, fitness enthusiasts, anyone who is trying to consistently earn $5, $7, $10,000 plus months. Anyone that is committed to achieving financial security, freedom, and fulfillment with or without me. It doesn't matter if you're hesitant or a complete newbie.
So a little bit about who I am. When you ask who I am, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a man of faith. That's who I am first. Absolutely love my kids. I have 4. I love my wife. I have 1. And, we've been married 15 years. We've had 4 amazing kids together. And that's who I am first. I show up for them every day, no matter what, because that's part of me. So that's who I am first. That's why I love doing what I do, because I have that time freedom, the financial freedom, the location freedom, that I don't have to be chained to a gym. I don't have to go to work every day. I can work from home and still spend time with her. The second part of who I am is I'm a competitor, right? I spent 10 years in MMA. I love fighting. It was just something that I love doing. I'm still a jiu-jitsu practitioner. I haven't competed in the last probably year. I love it, but that passion just kind of burned out over time. I got to the point where I started getting old. I didn't heal as fast. My body didn't recover as quickly. And there comes a point in time that says, well, I have to evaluate the situation. Am I going to actually go anywhere with this, or is this a hobby? And if it's just a hobby, it's not what I need to be focusing all my energy and effort on. And lastly, I'm an entrepreneur. I love to call myself a serial entrepreneur because I do more than one thing. I work for myself on multiple different levels. Where I started in fitness, because everyone that knows me knows that I'm a fit. My passion is fitness. It always has been. They know me as being the bigger guy. I'm always in shape, but I wasn't always in shape. After I stopped fighting, I started putting on weight. Where I started in fitness was with this company called Shreds. I got in shape a little bit. I wanted to be an affiliate marketer just like anyone else. I tried to sell stuff to make money on the back end, and I wore all of their shit. I carried around their bag. I took their supplements. I pushed their supplements. That's what I did. Joey Swole's over here. He's a super legit guy. I love his vision. I love what he's about. Tristan now, he does all types of different stuff. When I made that online transition, I was just like everybody else. I had no freaking clue what I was doing. I gave people Excel spreadsheets. I took goofy pictures like this over here that I'm sharing with you. And I used the post and pray method, right? I would post it on social media and just go, well, I hope somebody comments and says, yeah, I want to work with you, right? That's what we do when we're new. We have no idea. We're good at getting our clients awesome results, but we have no flipping clue how to market or sell ourselves online without being spammy. But here's the thing. You have to just start, right? That was something that took me a long time to learn. You just have to start. Once I eventually started, I had fit and flex, and I struggled my ass off till I finally hired a mentor. Once I hired a mentor, I started learning how to market. I started learning how to sell in the online space. That's when things kind of changed. I went from making, $500, $600 a month to eventually making $8,000, $10,000, $50,000 or more. But before that, when I was just starting, like most people, the house, I got a foreclosure letter. My wife's car had been impounded. My truck was on the verge of being impounded. And it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. My back was against the wall. And that's where you go, there's only a plan A. There is no plan B. When you make a plan B, you're already planning for plan A to fail because you have a safety net. When that safety net is there, your subconscious is going, it's okay if I fail because I have something else to rely on. When you do that, you will never follow through with what you're actually trying to achieve. So, like I said, you got to start somewhere, right? I started Fit and Flex and training and apparel, and then I opened Elite Fitness Evolution. After Elite Fitness Evolution that we talk about today, where I'm at years later, and it's like, cool, I have real estate. I developed my own brand. I have an agency. I have a logging company with tons of sawmills, Elite Academy, which most people know. I started a tattoo brand, right? And then my podcast. The thing is that we always try and compare our chapter 2 to other people's chapter 20s. I did that. It was a struggle. I had a mindset coach that told me that, and it literally changed the game for me when she went through that, because that's what I was doing. You can't look at people that are way farther ahead of you and go, man, I'm doing something wrong. I can't get there. You are in the very beginning stage. You have to learn to crawl before you can walk. So right now, you have to really double down, build a foundation, learn the skills, and then you'll slowly implement them to start building an empire or to reach whatever goals is that you have. So why can I help you, right? I built 2, maybe even 3, if you want to call it, different online fitness businesses. I've generated over $15 million in personal revenue. I've helped over 500 plus Online fitness coaches start and scale a successful online fitness business. I'm a serial entrepreneur with over 10 different businesses, and I'm an investor in many more. I am a product of legit coaches and masterminds, right? I am a strong believer in leading by example. I will never tell someone to do something that I would not do myself. So I think it's very hypocritical when we try and tell people that they have to invest in themselves when we have never invested in our own self, right? So how can we get someone to buy something we're trying to sell if we won't invest in our own self? So there's some guys pictured here. Grant Cardone, he's awesome. Tanner Chittister, he was a really good mentor. Alex Hormozy was actually my first mentor I ever worked with. Cole Gordon is awesome with sales. And then JT Fox is a great branding mentor in case you guys ever, get there in the future to where you want to work with other people. So what's the difference between being an in-person trainer and an online trainer? I share this because I've been through that journey. And so I kind of know. And here's the thing. When I was an in-person trainer, I worked at 2 different gyms at the same time. I worked in the metropolitan area. The commute absolutely sucked. Absolutely sucked. I drove an hour and 15 minutes to the gym every day. When I came home, it was more like 2 hours because I was stuck in bumper to bumper traffic. There was a growth ceiling. There's only so many hours in a day. You can only work with so many people, right? There was a non-compete. I could not do my own thing online because I signed a non-compete clause with the gym, so I can only work inside the gym. You are tied down and restricted to the location. So if you're not in a big city, say you're in a smaller town and you're working at a gym, you're not going to get very many clients because the location's small, right? I worked absolutely insane hours. I had a men's weightlifting class at 4 a.m. and then I was still probably in the gym about 6:30 or 7 p.m. leaving. Now, again, it was minimal pay, right? I got paid on commission. So people might come in, pay $300 for their personal training package, and then I would only receive $30 per hour, which was a session of whatever that client had. Absolutely insane. Now flip the script to being an online trainer. You have time freedom and location freedom, right? So you can work when you want from where you want. I can go on vacation and still work. There is no ceiling for growth. You can continue to scale a business until you get to the point where you go, okay, I'm comfortable right here. I don't want to scale anymore. I just want to maintain and be sustainable for what I already have. You have endless reach. I love working with people like internationally, right? That's cool. Like you're not stuck to just your town or just the next town over. You can work with anybody anywhere. You learn to charge people a premium price for a premium service. So this will hold your client financially invested to where they hold themselves accountable, and it makes you want to provide that client the best results possible because they're paying you a premium price, right? And the main goal is that we always want to end up with financial freedom. That's the overall goal. So you want to gain time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom, right? That's what we all need and want. All right, so enough about me, enough about everything that I've been through. I'm hoping that you guys are ready, right? Let's dive in because I'm going to show you what you really came for. So what I want you to do first is I want you to close your eyes, legitimately, like I literally want you to close your eyes right now. Now imagine what your life would be like if you've already built a 6 or 7 profit-rich coaching business, right? You've got a proven content strategy and you're attracting high-quality leads. You can vacation and work from anywhere you want in the world. Where would that be? Where would you go on vacation? Where would you move to? You don't have to work for anyone else, and you can reclaim your time and your freedom. Now think of this. You can generously support your family, your friends, and your colleagues with your time, your wisdom, your resources, because you are in that position to help others. Now, open your eyes. How good does that make you feel? That's where we want to get, right? How do you get there? I'm going to give you some secrets. Attract, don't attack. Secret number 1, attract, do not attack. What does that mean? Well, think of it. In the coaching space that we're in today, 9 times out of 10, when people send a DM, they're sending it and it's going to your spam folder, or they're already your friend. They send you the DM and they're attacking you nonstop about something. They're either scripting you or something like that, and you feel attacked. So what do? You ghost them, right? I don't know who this freaking person is, and I don't know why they're sending me a 3-paragraph message because I don't even know who they are. So we're going to use something called the poem strategy. That's what we do. So with that, remember this, 70% of marketing is knowing who you're talking to. This is a big one. 70% of marketing is knowing who you're talking to. When you try to talk to everyone, You talk to absolutely no one. So you need to be a specialist. Now, most people have the misconception that the more broad their offer is, the more people that they can help and more people they can reach. That is complete misconception. The more narrow your offer is, the more people you will actually reach. The reason being is because you will speak to people on a more relative level. You will know who your audience is. You will know where to find them. And you will only be for that specific handful of people. Because in order to monetize, you have to polarize. You have to only work with a certain type of person. You have to use polarity when you're posting content. So that means that you don't have to work with everyone. You shouldn't be for everyone. You should only be for your audience. Who is the specific type of person you want to help? What's their demographic? What's their age group? What are they trying to overcome? What problems do they have? What solution are you providing? How long is that going to take? What do they not have to give up in order to achieve the results that you're promising? Those are the types of things you have to really double down on and figure out. Because until you do, it's like throwing shit at the wall. You have no idea who you're looking for. You're trying to talk to everyone. And guess what? You want to be not to the many, but yes to the few. No to the many and yes to the few. You want success stories, not clients. There's been so many times that I've had people come inside of my program and I knew it was a red flag in the beginning because they used the word I can't a lot. They used the word no a lot. They show up late for calls or stuff like that. And it's like, this person obviously does not want the results that they're telling me that they want, because I can only hold them so much in accountability that they have to do some of the work and hold themselves accountable at some point in time, right? They have to put forth the effort, just like with your fitness clients. You know that when you're talking to someone and you sign them up as a client, and it's like, if they're late to their check-ins, or if you ask them to see their caloric intake for the week and they don't show you, or you're giving them a list of workouts and they're not following through, it's like, I need you in the gym 3 times a week. And they're like, I didn't make it to the gym this week at all. What's going to happen? They're not going to be a testimonial. They're going to drop out of the program. So they're not going to continue to pay you. And then you're losing client retention on the back end, right? The goal is to get chosen, not to chase. That's what you have to learn. When you really dial this in, I know it's tough in the beginning because all we do is was like, dude, I just need some clients. I need to get some clients in my program. I need to get some clients. So it's like, I'm open to whoever wants to come and work with me. When you learn to separate yourself from that and go, no, I'm only working with this type of person, and they need to be able to fit. They need to be a quality lead. They need to be someone that actually wants results, and they need to choose you and go, hey, name, like, I've seen all of your content. Like, I love talking to you. I feel like I really vibe with you. How much does your program cost? That's what you want. But how do you get there? First, you have to start at the foundation of your business using the poem strategy. P, what does the P stand for? Problem. What is the problem? What problem does your avatar have? O stands for offer. You have to have an irresistible offer. Alex Ramosi uses a saying, an irresistible offer that's so good, you make people feel dumb for saying no to. I love that because it's true. That's how good your offer has to be. E stands for expansion. Inside your network, you have to expand your audience daily, right? By doing network expansion. You need to be adding 25 people to every social media platform a day that fit your ideal avatar. Because when you do this, it hijacks the algorithm of your social media accounts. And what does that mean? That means you will stop seeing less online fitness trainers, less business coaches, less dumbass ads, and start seeing more of your avatar, which in turn, your avatar will see more of you. And that is the ultimate goal, building an audience of your avatar, because that's who we want. I don't want other business coaches or business mentors to see my shit. I don't care if other online fitness coaches and stuff like that see it or not. But the thing is that for you as an online fitness coach, you don't want other fitness coaches in your audience. You don't want other business mentors or business coaches in your audience. You don't want appointment setters. You don't want VAs. You don't want all of the bullshit that you get in regards to DMs. You want your audience. So narrow it down, figure out what problem it is that they have, create your irresistible offer, start expanding your network by adding 25 people to every platform you have a day, every platform. And you should be leveraging at least 4: Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook. If you have Clubhouse, then Clubhouse for sure, because that's going to be an up and coming spot in the future, but it'll probably take a year before it gets up to TikTok's level. M, methodology. Now I want you to think of this. The methodology is simply your name. That is the secret sauce that you use to separate you from everyone else. Now, I know that when you think, methodology, It's like this. Look, let's run through it. So P is the problem, right? A niche isn't a person, it's a problem. You hear people all the time refer to the word niche. Yes, I mean, that is a thing, but when you think of P, I want you to think of the problem, not a person. So what problem is it that you help them solve? What problem is it that they have? Are they a busy entrepreneur? Are they a firefighter? Or are they a paramedic? Are they a stay-at-home dad? Are they a middle-aged guy that's trying to get back to their high school physique? Like, what problem is it that you're trying to solve for them? Your offer is your unique promise, right? That is your unique solution that you're going to help them solve that problem with. And then again, for your network, make sure you're doing expansion. And then when your methodology comes around, it's separating yourself from everyone else. There's only so many exercises out there, right? There's only so many ways to do a bicep curl. There's only so many ways to do a barbell squat. There's only so many ways to do a hack squat, right? There's tons and tons of different methodologies, but there's only a handful of workouts and routines. So by you throwing your secret sauce and your methodology on it, you're naming it something different. So when people hear that, they go, wow, that's interesting. I've never heard of that before. I wonder what it is, right? So you can make it your own by throwing your methodology on there. That's what separates you from everyone else. You're not just a fitness coach. You are the only fitness coach that uses this technique. So again, attract, don't attack. You want to get chosen, not chase. And by doing that, you are not going to be a generalist. You have to be a specialist. Think of a wellness coach. When people use the word wellness coach, it's like, what do they really do? How many wellness coaches are out there? Or if they use the word, I'm a health and wellness coach. It's like, that's pretty freaking broad. They do a lot of stuff, right? But if you're like a gut health and hormone coach, you're pretty specific to who you help. If you're an athlete coach, if you only coach athletes, if you're a bodybuilding competition coach, or if you're a weight loss coach, you still have to narrow that down, but you're getting a little more specific on who it is that you work with. So be a farmer, not a hunter, right? What does that mean? When you think of it, I want you to think of, how does a hunter find his prey? He chases his prey, right? But what's the reaction of the prey? They run in fear. I'm a big deer hunter. You know, I used to be anyway because I was from the Midwest. So I'll use an example. Anytime I was sitting in a deer stand, I wasn't on foot chasing my prey, but I would be in a stand and I would wait and wait and wait. But what happens when that deer comes walking by and she smells me before I see her? Then she would blow and she would take off. Why? Because she was in fear. She smelled me. She didn't know where I was, but she knew I was around somewhere and she didn't want nothing to do with me, right? That's the way people feel when they feel attacked. They feel pressure all the time. You need to be a farmer instead. Why? Because a farmer is patient. They plant seeds that may bear fruit in a week or may bear fruit in a month. They don't chase. They're not pushy. They just plant the seed and then they wait. That's what you need to do. That's how you become successful. That's how people do not ghost you in the DMs. That's how people will engage with your content, because they will feel vulnerable enough to engage with you because you are not out there basically commenting on anything and everything when people breathe on your page, right? So why is trust so crucial for your success? This goes back to the saying, if you know me or you've talked to me before, you've ever worked with me, maybe you're in my program, maybe you're not. The big three that you have to know are, you have to get people to know you, you have to get people to like you, then you get people to trust you before they ever purchase from you. That's the way it goes, right? It's called the like, no, trust factor. They have to have all three of those before they will actually purchase anything from you. So how do you get them to the first stage, right? Trust is crucial for success because you have to get them to that point before they'll ever buy from you. But how do you get them to the first step? How do you get them to know? How do they just become to know you and discover you? So here's an awesome quote that I love, right? Words can change your feeling, but actions can change your whole life. I love that. Why? Because when you think of it, I'll use it as an online fitness coach's perspective. People all the time will say, you know what, I need to lose some weight. I feel like I'm kind of overweight. I need to start eating a little better. I need to start drinking more water. Why do people say that all the time but never take action? Because it makes them feel better inside. It makes them emotionally feel better. By them saying it, it makes them feel better, like they're going to do it, right? But guess what? If they just took action, they would actually change their body. As a business owner, it's the same way. I can say stuff all the time. I'm going to start scaling my business. I'm going to really start waking up in the morning and building a schedule and sticking to it every day. But if I don't do that, I'm just making myself feel better. Until I actually take action and implement the things that I'm saying I'm going to do, I'll never see change. Here's another one of my favorites. Lazy people do very little work and believe they should be winning. But winners work as hard as possible and still worry about being lazy. I love this because I can relate to it now and then, actually. So when I first started, I felt like, I was just spinning my wheels. I was being very busy, but I wasn't being productive. I did not know the difference. I thought that I was doing something, and I'm like, why am I not like making all these sales? Like, why do I not have all these clients signing up? Right? But in all actuality, I wasn't really doing nothing. I wasn't doing anything. I mean, I was being busy, but I wasn't being productive. I wasn't doing the right stuff. But now I almost get anxiety when I stop working at a certain time, or if I'm sitting on the couch with my wife and I get anxiety, like, oh my God, I should be working. Like, I feel I need to be doing something right now. I need to be doing something. I shouldn't be sitting here. I hate that I'm that way, but that's what happens when you figure it out, right? When you start winning a little bit, and I'm not being considered egotistical in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying, you develop an entrepreneur mindset. When you develop that mindset, it's like all you want to do is get to the next level, no matter where you're at. You're always trying to next level yourself as a person and as a business owner. So with that being said, these people that text me, they understood that taking action was what needed to happen to change their life. And they did. They started taking action and they get rewarded for it. These are just some of the texts and stuff that I get from people. I absolutely love being a coach for this because, yes, when I started this, my whole goal was I still had a passion for fitness, but my passion for business started burning a little brighter. I wanted to help online trainers navigate their own path so they could become successful. But I also get to change people's lives through fitness, through that personal trainer. So now I'm changing lives through fitness and I'm changing the life of a personal trainer. I absolutely love it. So these text messages and these messages that I get from people, they just, it absolutely warms my heart. And I know that sounds kind of dumb, but it does. Like, I love seeing this because I know their lives being changed because they're putting forth the effort. They're developing the foundation for their business. They're getting discipline. They're creating schedules. They're going to start building a team. They're going to start employing more people. And that's what it's all about. So again, why is trust so crucial for success? This is called a buyer's pyramid. Inside this buyer's pyramid, it literally explains to you right now, there is 3% of your audience that is ready to buy from you right now. 3%. 6% of your audience is open to it, which means that if you probably got them on a phone call and you kind of warmed them up a little bit, built some rapport, they're kind of open to purchasing from you. So that's 9%, we'll just say 10 for easy figure, that would probably buy from you if you warmed them up enough, right? And so in this middle right here, you have 30% that's not even thinking about it. And then another 30% that do not think they're interested. And then the last 30%, they know they're not interested. They don't want anything to do with what you're selling. Do you want to know where the winners are made and where you should be building content for people to engage with? Where you should be seeking out your prospect or your avatar? It's not here at the top. It's not here. It's right here. In the middle is where everyone wins. When you learn to dive into the middle, everyone looks at the beginning and everyone looks at the end. Everyone gets lost in the center. That's where your focus needs to be, right? You don't need to talk to people that are ready to buy from you right now. You don't need to make content for people that are ready to buy from you right now. You need to make content for people that are thinking about it and people that don't think they're interested. Those are the people you need to talk to. You need to tell them your story, lead with vulnerability and authenticity. Let them know who you are. Let them know what you do, right? Let them know you're there for support. Those are the people that you warm up, because what happens is as you warm up this 60%, they move up the ladder. So there's something called a 7-hour rule. This 7-hour rule means that people have to digest 7 hours of your content before they begin to engage with you. 7 hours. Now, if you think of this on a short form content scale, if you have 30-second reels, that's a lot of flipping reels, man. But that's what it is. It's 7 hours before they begin to engage with you. So the marketers that make the most money understand that they are in the belief breaking business. What do I mean by the belief breaking business? I mean, you have to go, I don't care if they don't think they're interested or not. I'm going to make them interested. I'm going to break their belief. I'm going to show them why I'm providing value. I'm going to show them how much value and how awesome my program is and that they need it. It's not that I want them to have it. It's that they need it. So again, back to the like, no trust. So here's kind of a scale. People have to get to know you. How do they do that? You're going to use the poem strategy that we just kind of went through, right? The problem, the offer, your network expansion, and your methodology. You're going to develop that. And then you're going to use the influencer infiltration. And that's going through and expanding your network. Start building content for your audience. That will hack the algorithm, and then you'll start learning some engagement secrets. Here's a really cool engagement secret for you. If you want more views on your story, go through, delete all of your stories, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to post something controversial with like a photo of you looking like a 12, and then post a poll and be like, does pineapple belong on pizza? Yes or no? Or hell yes or hell no, right? Make it sound like your language, something you would post. Post that, leave it, don't do nothing else. Don't post anything else on the story. Wait for that story for about 8 to 10 hours. Go back, look at your story views, and I guarantee you your engagement on that story, your analytics will be through the roof compared to anything else. Why? Because controversy sells. Negativity will sell. When you lead people with your content, and it's like, the number one reason why you're not losing weight, people's ears will open up because they go, okay, I need to listen to this because I'm curious. You're leaning in with genuine curiosity. That's what they do as someone that needs to lose weight, right? So once you do all of this, they will discover who you are and they will begin to know you, right? And then so how do you get them to like you? We use something called a VPS or VSP, I'm sorry, that we will go through in a second. Use story selling. Story selling is awesome. People love stories. Use your story, your voice, the path that you've walked to how you got from where you were to where you are in your own fitness journey, what you've been through. Something called the triple threat. You need to be an authority figure in your space. You need to lead with authenticity, and you have to be attractive to your audience, right? I'm not saying physical appearance has to be attractive, but you have to be attractive to your audience. You have to have stuff that they want to engage with. And then they will start engaging with your posts. Once they know you, they'll discover you. Once they begin to like you, they will start engaging with your posts. And then how do you get them to trust you? So let's go through and unpack this VPS really quick. With your content, a lot of people get confused. They overthink it. They don't know what to post. They don't know how often to post. And they get on this page or they get on this rant, and it's like they start overthinking so much that they just end up not posting at all, right? And so this is what happens with your prospects when they start to engage with you. When people get confused, they walk away. That's what we do as creators, if that's what you want to call it. When we're creating content, when we overthink it too much, we can't come up with nothing, so we just don't post at all. So there's 3 types of content that you need to post as a fitness trainer, as an online fitness business. They need to be valuable posts. You need to make how-to content. People love that. What mistakes have you made? Something that people can relate to. Recipes. Everybody loves recipes. And the best part about recipes is that they will share it or they will bookmark it, which will also increase your engagement because it'll boost your algorithm. Motivational rants. I know I spelled that wrong, but motivational rants are huge. Like, I love going on motivational rants, but I'm just naturally, I'm a motivational speaker at times, I feel. And then form and correction. Form and correction are super simple, and people love that because they feel like they're doing something wrong, especially newbies. So they engage with it. Purposeful posts, story selling, telling your story. That's what we do here with story selling. We tell your story, where you were, how you came out clean on the other side, what other people need to do to be able to do the same thing, and what you're capable of helping them with. Client testimonials. When you post client testimonials, it needs to be in your story. It needs to be on your pages. It needs to be on your TikTok accounts. People love seeing that because it's social proof. They see that you're providing other people great results. So they're going to start engaging with you a little more because they see that you can actually do what you're saying you do. Vulnerability posts. People love knowing that you're a vulnerable person. As guys, like, it's hard to share vulnerable posts. Like, we just don't. And we feel, again, I guess I'm just using myself as an example. Sometimes I don't like posting that shit because I feel like it shows that I'm weak or that I've been through hard times, stuff like that, which I have, but I don't like sharing it on social media. It's hard for me. But once you learn to do that and overcome that, that's what people want to see. Just like on your story, the stuff that you think people don't want to see is actually what they want to see and will engage with more. Throughout the day, you're walking into the gym, post something on your story, right? You're walking home from the gym, you're going for a walk, you're going to the grocery store, you're going to the store. Just hop on, post something with you talking, because that is the parasocial relationship people need with you to be on a personal level. And that will help boost stuff. Before and after photos. People love that, right? Because it tells them the story of where someone was and where you were able to take them. And then lifestyle posts. So with the S, shareable stuff. Everybody loves to share stuff, right? So carousel posts are big, especially right now. If you don't know what a carousel post is, if you go to Canva, you can type in the word Instagram carousel. And it's typically, I think on Instagram, you can post up to 7 or 10 slides. It's like a slideshow, right? Like a swipe file. And post something like whether it's how to boost your testosterone, your favorite, your favorite midnight snacks, or whatever it may be. You can post stuff like that in a carousel swipe file. People like it because they can share it. You can put your handle on there. So when people do share it, they'll actually come and follow you because someone else shared it. They liked your content. They want to engage with it. They want to see more, right? Twitter style post. Again, you can use this as a carousel or just use it as a Twitter style post. People share it. Make them controversial. Like do this and don't do this. Belief breaking post. Objection destroying post. That's my favorite. Objection destroying post is like, you see people that say it all the time, like, I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time to work out. I work from 9 to 5. I have a family at home, blah, 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 blah. That's a time objection. Like you absolutely do have freaking time to go to the gym. Absolutely you do. You can go to the gym before you go to work. You can go to the gym after you go to work. It doesn't matter. You have time to go to the gym. You're making an excuse. Stop, right? That's an objection destroying post. So this is a buddy of mine, Brandon Carter. I wanted to share this because Brandon Carter, he actually just, he's been using this, I don't know what you call it, but he's like a social influencer. Not Brandon Carter, but the guy that actually manages all of his accounts. I hired him, so I'm hoping that my content game gets on point soon in the future. But I wanted to share his account because yes, he has 1 million followers. He does a really good job. And I just want you to look at the layout of his social profile, right? So first, let's look over here where it says his posts and his followers and how many people is following. So if you notice right here, it has his name. It has a very good profile picture of him, right? It's not too far away. It's not distracting. It's a good photo of him. His name, and then it has what he does. You can put coach here. You can put fitness trainer. You can put athlete, whatever it is that you want to put, but I recommend coach. The first line, you put who it is that you help, right? So for instance, it could be I help busy dads lose 15 to 20 pounds and still have a beer every other weekend with the guys or something like that, right? Then you're going to put how many people you've worked with or what kind of a credibility that you have. You could put like NASM CPT or whatever kind of, what makes you who you are, like where you got certified or whatever it is that you have. And then underneath that, you can put apply to work with me with like an arrow pointing down. And then you would put your application here. When I say you put your application, do not put a link tree. Do not put a bit.ly. You only need to have your application. And we're going to go through this in a little bit. But again, this goes back to what I was saying. When people get confused or people do not know what to pick, 9 times out of 10, they won't pick anything because they're confused and they walk away. So you want to make it really simple for people to be able to find where to go to work with you. And then so over here, his content game, he uses strategy, right? It's clear that he uses a strategy. He uses a grid style, which is, if you look at his post, that's the way it's laid out. It's super organized. He's very consistent, and he schedules all of his posts. Every post he schedules, so they're timed. He doesn't have to manually go through and do it. Now, again, I understand that this guy pays $5,000 a month or more to have a content guy do this for him. We're not on that level yet. I get that. You'll get there, but you can schedule your posts. So the way you do this is that you link your Instagram and your Facebook together, right? Link them together so that when you post on one platform, it goes to both. So then what you do is you go to your Instagram, you make a post, and it will be shared to both platforms. Now, if you notice the way his posts are laid out, it's a carousel post, and this goes back to the VPS, right? It's valuable, it's purposeful, it's shareable. And then he repeats it, purposeful, shareable. You know what I mean? Like it goes in order every day. And so it makes his profile look super clean. When people go to it, they're like, damn, this dude is legit with his content. So they're immediately going to want to follow him and they're going to start going through and playing his videos and stuff like that. So for your pinned post, this is an awesome strategy that you need to use. Your very first pinned post needs to be your best transformation. If you've never worked with a client yet, you can use your own personal transformation as social proof, right? So if you've overcome a fitness journey or you've been through a fitness journey, use that if you haven't worked with a client yet. That should be your very first pin post. Your second pin post should be your personal story. Who are you? And I'm not saying put your occupation. I mean, who are you as a person? Who are you? Relate with people. Be vulnerable. Tell your story. What you've overcome, who you are as a person, what you've dealt with in your life. That should be your second pin post. And then your third pin post should be your current offer. Who it is you help, what problem you solve, what your solution is that you provide to them. Use your methodology or your secret sauce, right? And how long does it take, and what do they not have to give up for you to get that, for them to get that result? That should be your third pin post. So if you guys are watching this on a replay or even right now, I'm going to leave this here for a minute so that you can jot this note down, or you can screenshot it if you want. But my team has gone through and we have literally broken down 1 year's worth of Alex Hormozi's footage on reels, right? And instead of going through and looking at analytics, it's like, what do successful people do, right? Most of the stuff that you see and you hear is a bunch of regurgitated information. It's just changed using a different methodology, right? There's a different secret sauce. So with this, I wanted to dive in and go, how is he so successful with his content? What is it that he does? Because everybody talks about his marketing. When I first used him as a mentor years and years ago, it's like, dude is like 31 years old and he made 33 million in a year or a year and a half's time with Gym Launch and then Gym Lord and then Prestige Labs and all of this other stuff. So what did he do? How is he doing this? So let's dive in and break down what he does. After going through all of this material, this is what we've broken it down to. Every single reel that he makes, he uses the same framework for his script. He has a hook, and then he jumps to a problem. Then he goes to a common mistake. Then he goes to a recommended approach. Then he gives an example or a comparison. He gives a benefit, he gives an actionable tip, and then he ends it, or he gives you a CTA. A CTA is a call to action. So like it could be anything like subscribe or follow me or save this for more or whatever it is. For a fitness trainer or for a coach or somebody in the coaching space, it could be like DM me fit for more information, or if you want to learn more about this, DM me this, or here's my application, or drop me a fire emoji in the chat or something like that, right? A CTA is what you're telling your audience to do in return for them watching the video. You share something actionable, and then you ask them for something in return. Every video, you should be asking them for something in return. There should be a CTA of some kind. Anyway, so yeah, screenshot this, write this down, whatever it is, because this is very, 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 very valuable. Very valuable. So when it comes to hooks, I'm sure you hear people talk about it. It's like, I don't know what really a hook is. Like, I don't know how to make hooks. Here you go. Here's some viral hooks for you right here. So an example of a hook is something that's a very catchy phrase in the very beginning or an opening statement that you're going to use that's going to engage the audience so that they continue watching the video or they continue reading the copy. That's what a hook is, right? You're sinking the hook in to keep them engaged. So for an example, this is why your effort to lose 15 pounds has failed, right? Or this is why your effort to earn $20,000 a month has failed. That's a hook. Because if you're someone struggling with that problem, that will engage you. And then it's like, your blank about your niche is wrong. My name is your name, and I've made all the mistakes so that you don't have to. Things in the fitness industry that apparently make people angry, right? Or things in, you would put your niche in there, things in the dad world that apparently make people angry. You can style this to make it your own. I wasn't going to share this, but I know a lot of fitness trainers that are struggling with it right now. And so if you're a fitness trainer and I say that, are you going to be engaged and continue listening to the video or reading the copy? Absolutely. Why? Because I'm speaking to you directly. That's the point of a hook. You input your niche that you're working with so that you are speaking to them and relating to them on a personal level. That is what engages people, and that is what you have to do. I violated my own rule about online fitness because I knew something wasn't adding up. Again, you would use your niche here. So screenshot this, write it down, something, use it for the future. If you want viral hooks, you can let me know and I can provide some to you. So when it comes to your offer, everybody says, I don't understand. Like, it's just an offer. Why does it matter what my offer is? I want to be able to help everyone. And, I don't really know how to dial in the offer. This is something that I want you to think about. And I'm giving you an illustration to help you understand it better. So when you think of your offer as a bank card, right? The more valuable it is, the more that it's worth. Okay. So maybe your offer is a Capital One Platinum card, right? Or maybe your offer is a Amex Black card, right? So depending on your offer, depends on how valuable it is. Okay. So then you have a machine. This is your sales system. So it has the ability to extract the value of what your offer is through predictability, right? And then the cash is where you get paid and you're going to deliver on your offer. So that would be like your fulfillment side. So you can understand that if the system is pulled out, you just have a card, you have no way to withdraw your money, right? Or if you don't have your card, AKA offer, you just have a system and you have no way to extract your money. So it's valuable to have them all three together, but without one, it means nothing. Does that make sense? So systemizing things is crucial when building a business. Once you lay down the foundation, you start to learn a process and you systemize it, right? You double down on what works and you rinse and repeat what doesn't. So you have to have structure. Everything has to be structured. There has to be a systemized way for you to get consistent leads through content, follow-up. It's not cold DMs, but through network expansion, outreach, stuff like that. You have to wait to fulfill a client fulfillment. You have to have a way to fulfill your client's needs through nutrition, fitness. You have to have a video exercise catalog that has videos in it so that if they don't understand how to do something, there has to be a way for them to contact you and connect with you through a weekly check-in, or if they have issues and need macro adjustments or something like that, they have to have a way to talk to you. You need a back office. So a back office would be something like a CRM or an engagement system, something that tracks things, a funnel, whatever it may be. You have to have SOPs in place because you're literally going to make this a business. You're going to go from being a solopreneur to an entrepreneur, right? And so when you start in the beginning, I'm helping you learn that you need to start building the foundation correctly now so that you'll always be one step ahead of later. Does that make sense? And then you're going to learn how to build a team. So you're always ready for the next level before the next level comes. So the key factor to success, if you don't take away anything from this but this, I want you to understand this key factor that you have to have for success is systems. There has to be a system in place. What do I mean by systems? I mean, there has to be a structured process that you use over and over and over for everything you do. So you wake up in the morning, you have a schedule, everything is already scheduled. I go to the gym at this time, I come home, I eat breakfast at this time, and now what do? Now I start my work day. What's the first step of my work day? I'm going to go through and I'm going to add 25 people to do network expansion for everybody on all of my platforms. I'm going to go to all 4 platforms, add 25 people, and then my network expansion is done for the day. Then what's next? Then as people are accepting it, I'm going to start on one platform and I'm going to start responding to those people with outreach, right? Somebody accepts your friend request. Hey, Name, appreciate you accepting my friend request. Just wanted to touch base and let you know that if you ever need any fitness, health, or mindset, if you ever have any fitness, health, or mindset questions, feel free to pick my brain anytime. I'm always here for support with an emoji, right? You're not spamming them. You're not cold DMing them. You're not doing anything like that. You are just simply saying that you are there to support them if they have any questions by telling them what it is that you do. 9 times out of 10, when you drop a message like that, they're not going to ghost you because you didn't cold DM them. All they're going to do is they're going to respond with, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Opening a window of conversation. 8 times out of 10, someone will message you back and say, I appreciate you reaching out. Actually, I struggle with nutrition. I don't really know like how much I should be eating because I don't know how to count calories or track macros or anything like that. Well, no problem. Let me help you. I can help you out with that. Right? Then you start building rapport. You're warming up the lead before you transition into your fitness pitch, right? Now, the things that you need to work on when you're building rapport and you're talking to people, the 3 key factors that you need to do, you need to relate with them, you need to validate what they're saying, and when they lean out, you lean out. What does that mean? This goes back to the beginning. You're not going to chase. You want to get chosen, right? We're not going to attack. We attract. So if they lean out and they're sending you 1-line answers, that doesn't mean you send a paragraph. That means you send a 1-line answer back. If they lean into the conversation, and they're sending you a paragraph and they're really opening up to you and being vulnerable with you, that's when you lean in as well, right? You mirror what they do, just like on a sales call. You mirror each other's energy, and the DM is the same way. It's hard to tell because there's no emotion attached, because you can't hear each other's tonality, but you can tell by the amount of words that they use. So you do the same. When they lean out, you lean out, because what happens when they lean out and you keep chasing? They ghost you completely. So now you spent all that time building rapport, warming up the lead, and then you chase them too hard to where they leaned out completely and you lost the lead forever, right? Just because someone doesn't want to work with you now doesn't mean that they won't want to work with you in the future. So you provide value. Let them know that you're there for support. That's it. If they want to reach out, they will. If they don't, cool, no problem. At least you told them who you are, what you do, and that you're always there to support them. So when it comes to actually building your business, you're building a foundation. So you need to think of different things that you need to use. A lot of people miss this step. Number one, you need to work on getting clients in your business. That is the first thing that you need to do. Why? Because you're a business. I see so many people out here that worry about, what contracts do I use? What website do I build? I need to buy this. I need to buy that. Oh, they worry about all this other stuff. No, you don't. The first thing you need to do is you need to worry about getting clients inside your program. That is the first thing you need to do, because without clients, the business has no revenue. It's hard for us to grasp that we go from being trainers, whether it's in person or an online fitness trainer. And so that is what your subconscious is telling you that you are, that you're an online fitness trainer. That's not what you are. You're a business owner. You wear all the hats of the business. Right now, your number one goal is to make sure the business doesn't sink. You need to bring revenue inside the business. How do you do that? Through client acquisition, network expansion, making content, engaging with people. That's how you do it. Through growing your audience. Once you do that and you start getting people in the business, then you work on everything else. Then it's like, okay, now what's the next step? Now I need to build a contract. There has to be a contractual agreement between this person and me that says they're paying me X amount of dollars a month, every month, for length of time, right? And so where do you go to do that? Use DocuSign and use HelloSign. Those are probably the best two. Your business needs to be a legal structure. What do I mean by legal structure? I mean, it has to have a name attached to it. You have to be a legal entity, whether it's an LLC, a DBA, or something else that establishes you as a business. It can be your name or it can be a business name. This is where you start learning how to develop your brand, which is something that will take far too long to dive into now, but I have other trainings inside my Facebook group that I've done on this. You have to have a bank account that is separate than your personal account. You will be a CPA's nightmare if you run all of your money into your personal bank account from your business. Do not do that. Then you're going to want to start establishing SOPs. What do I mean by the standard operating procedures? You're going to start documenting everything that you're doing now, because you're going to save it for later. Everything that works, when you're sending a DM script, if you find something that works, you double down on that. If it doesn't work, you rinse and you repeat. So what works, you start putting in a Google Doc, and you name it DM scripts, right? You start plugging those pieces in there. Why? Why do you need to do that? Because eventually you're going to next level your business and hire a VA, and you already know what works for your avatar. So then you simply give your VA your DM script. So now you know that you can rely on them to use something that actually works, because it's a proven method in the system that you've used before. And you're going to dive in and start building a daily schedule, right? You do XYZ from this time to this time. Start going through and building daily tasks that you do every day, because you're going to use this as a process in a system. Then you're going to make a Google Doc that has all your logins to your accounts on there. Why? Because eventually you're going to be a business, and you're going to have a CEO, then you're going to have an admin or an assistant that's going to help you. You're going to have a VA, then you're going to start hiring assistant coaches. Then your assistant coaches are going to start hiring VAs, and then they're going to start hiring assistant coaches. It is going to be an actual business. I know you can't see it yet because you're just starting. You're just starting to crawl. I understand you have to crawl before you walk, but it's way easier if you start documenting things now than going through when you start hiring a team and go, now I got to build everything out. Use Canvas. Like, Canva is super cheap. Okay, so I know I'm going over a little over time here, and I'm just not trying to drag it out, but I get caught up in stuff. So what are the main platforms that you need as an online fitness trainer? People have the misconception that you got to have a website, you got to have all this fancy stuff. No, you don't. This is what you need. As an online fitness trainer, these are the main apps that you need to use. You need a Typeform. What is Typeform? Go to typeform.com. It's a free application that you can make. What you do is you go to Canva, you make a logo, or you use your best transformation photo, or use a photo of you. You throw it as a background image to make a Canva or Typeform banner. You throw that on every question that you have. It looks super clean, professional, and it's sleek, right? You're not using some Google form. You're going to ask qualifying questions to make sure that this person is someone that you want to work with. Why? Because you are not chasing, you are going to be chosen. They need to provide you with enough information. It's like, why should I choose you to work with me? Like, why is it that I should choose you? Have them sell back your training program to you. That's what you need to do through qualifying them. Can they afford your service? What goals do they have? How long have they been struggling with that goal? What's their main goal? Right? Okay, so build a Typeform application that will qualify prospects to work with. Make it look clean, professional with Canva. You can add your photo, logo, whatever it may be. Next is you need a platform to be able to fulfill that client's needs. And what do I mean by that? I mean, you need some way to be able to provide fitness and nutrition to that client. So I always suggest True Coach would be my first one because it's very simplistic. You don't have to explain anything to them. You just send them the link or their login. They can dive in there and you can have everything built out for them. Super simple. Now, if you want to go in more depth and more detail, you can use Trainerize. Trainerize is a little more dialed in. It's a little harder for the client to work, but you can use an onboarding process to explain to them how the app works. Those are the two that I suggest using. I think, Trainerize is probably like $80 a month, maybe, unless you dial it in to be your own personalized app. That might be a little more. And then True Coach is about the same for your first 25 to 50 clients. Canva's free, right? There is a paid version, but you can use the free version if you want for now until you get clients, because why? You are trying to get your first client before you start spending a bunch of money on your business. So you can make content files, logos, brandings, or presentations like this. I'm doing this presentation on Canva. Super simple. It's easy to use. The last thing you need is social media. You do not need to run paid ads. You need social media for free. Leverage social media. Learn to get really good at organic. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Those are the main ones that you need to use. If you're working with busy professionals, you need to go to LinkedIn because that's where they are. If you're working with 20-year-olds or 25-year-olds, you probably need to go to TikTok or Instagram, right? If you're working with older people, like I say older, but like 40, 45, they're probably on Facebook and Facebook groups because that's where we hang out, right? So you figure out who your avatar is, and then you know where to go and find them. Does that make sense, guys? So don't overthink it. Your main objective right now is get clients inside your program. Charge people a premium price for a premium service. Do not be afraid to tell people no, because those that are for the many, those that want the many have few, right? You are very specific on who you want to work with. You are a specialist, not a generalist. So with your Typeform application, this is what it looks like. Okay. Your business name goes at the top. You have a photo of you or your transformation photo or your business logo, whatever it may be, goes right here, right? This looks way better than a Google form. You have a very strong opening statement. This is just an example of what it looks like, guys. Super simple, easy to use, and it's free. Typeform application is free. So that's all I really have. I try to keep this super simple, and I'm going to try and do one of these masterclasses like once a month. I'm providing as much value as possible in as little amount of time as possible without me actually holding your hand and walking you through the business. Again, I don't work with everybody. Only work with selective people. Like, you have to be an action taker. You have to be willing to put in the work and ready to go now. I'm not one of those people that try and sell you on my program. It's either for you or it's not. But before we jump off here, I want you to know this, that words can change your feeling, but actions can change your whole life. There are probably a handful of you that are watching this will actually get off of here and go and take action and implement the things that I've taught you in this masterclass. The rest of you won't. The rest of you are just absorbing information. I'm not trying to be mean, and I'm not, that's just the way it is. There's people in the world that will actually go and take action because they're ready to move forward. And then there's that other 60% off of the buyer's pyramid that's not sure what they're supposed to do. They will just start grabbing information from here and there, and they will chase their tail because they don't know which direction to go. If you need help inside your online fitness business, shoot me a DM me Elite. I will be glad to talk to you, figure out a little more about your goals and what it is that you're trying to achieve and where you're at in your business, what your bottlenecks are. We'll have a chat, see if we're a good fit for each other. If we're a good fit, awesome. I'll see if we can move forward. If we're not, no hard feelings. Worst thing you'll know is that you'll figure out a couple bottlenecks inside your business and what your next steps need to be. I'll see you guys in the next one.